Got me.
Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Vikings and the Seahawks, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington.
Tonight, it's a preseason matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. Charles Davis alongside me, and I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, folks, the wait is over. Yes, it's just the preseason, but football is back in your living room.
And I'm excited. I know you are as well. The summer heat feels good on these old bones, especially because we're not putting on pads. We don't have to be out there in that heat running into other people. But I'm glad these guys are. Football is back.
Set to go, Younghoe Koo ready to do the honors.
And off we go from Seattle.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
As I remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia, he was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And that to the 30. It'll be second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Throwing on third down, Smith. And he comes back with one complete.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
All right, let's just go and walk through this one pretty easily, right? Blast off the line of scrimmage, get downfield to a certain point, usually around 8 to 10 yards, turn around and make sure the quarterback sees your numbers and set yourself up for the pass.
A well-executed curl route by Charles Davis.
It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side, and he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Again, Smith. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
They'll run for it. It's Walker. And, boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year of the NFL now.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator. So what's it got?
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll try the wide side with Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he's got some space here. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. Interesting. He told us that he likes to run right more than left, but they look pretty comfortable going left for a big gain, Charles.
Kind of like a basketball player who has a dominant side that he dribbles to. But the ability to cross that over, change it up, and break a tendency can often lead to great results, as we just saw there.
Now Gino on 1st down. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. The 40. Past the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, really a fantastic play, not only to pick that off, but he had to run a long way, Charles, in the direction to hit pay dirt. He did it, and they've got the first lead.
And that certainly changes the early tone of this game, doesn't it, partner? One moment, they were going to be in early control. Now they just have a few moments to clear their heads and get back out there against an electrified defense.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. Now Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Ryan Santoso now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no thought of a return here for Hines. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He'll buy some time right. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Here's Tyler Newsome now
as he'll punt it away for the second time. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Throwing now is Gino. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
The Smith's throw caught here by Metcalf. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally. Now Gino. Over the middle, it's complete. Touchdown! A great play there. 27 yards.
And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So the football going back to the Vikings offense.
It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their third possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Setting up the screen for Cook. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. On play action, they'll throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. Yeah, he'll try to run with this. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty...
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Koo knocks this one through the post. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now it's the first involvement on the ground for the backup running back. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
They'll look to throw here. He gets this one to Johnson. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give him 5 on the return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On 2nd down, right back to Hines.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
They come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. This is the tight end fan.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Now, we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Young.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Up and good for Santoso. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Fielded right around the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start with the option. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29.
Let's go now.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. He'll drop to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to throw here. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. 33 yards.
That was awfully nice. Hit him in stride, and off he went. It was almost like the ball hitting him was like him receiving a baton, and he was running the anchor leg in a relay race.
Okay,
so now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw again. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Okay, great.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
If they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Koo knocks this one through the post. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
Good call there on first down. And, Brandon, I'm getting better over the years and not screaming out, screen, screen, screen with my defensive training. They want to keep those pass rushers honest, and they did so there, and they wind up picking up positive yardage.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Second and 2. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open just a split second too late on the release. It's a loss of 4 on what ought to be the final act of this first half. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Most of the starters are likely done. These coaching staffs getting ready to evaluate the youngsters in the second half. And to call the remainder of this preseason opener, we go back to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. And what's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Hines on a toss play. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They'll wind up losing 11 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Jaron Reed, his 2nd sack of the night. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and that will come the offense as they take over. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. 14 yards that time and a 1st down on the keeper. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that, nearly picked off. It would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Josh Oliver, 45 yards. And the Vikings have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
This is what can happen if you keep plays alive with your feet. He was in the pocket, got out of the pocket, and then gave his receivers a chance to get open. And then he's more than good enough to deliver it on time for the score.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And out now come the Seahawks. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking middle, and that's complete. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. He'll look to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They'll look to throw again. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, and Next Gen Stats says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end. That one caught along the sideline. Did he stay in? Yes, he did. But hang on here. A penalty marker is on the field. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Now he'll let it go deep right side. That's caught inside the 20.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? The guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw.
Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Seahawks! From 10 yards out.
And the Seahawks have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead.
And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Extra point up and good for Santoso.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Kene Nwangu now out of his end zone.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And now out comes Minnesota.
The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Here's Hines. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They run again with Hines. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now it's Hines. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Looking to throw.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line.
Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And this is going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the catch made by Johnson. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll set up a throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the
pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Marcus Davenport, the 1st rounder out of UTSA with a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Here we go, here we go.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Maybe some indecision there on what looked to be an RPO. He wound up keeping it, but that defense right on him to strip it away.
And typically when we see that type of indecision on an RPO, That means it's well defended. He had nowhere to go with it, and that allowed the defense to get to him and not get free and make it a turnover.
That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a handoff up the middle. Rivers. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 21. Yeah, he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Back to throw here. Over the middle, complete. It's Young. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now back to throw.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he's not quite going to get to the marker. It'll be a gain of 8 on 3rd and 10.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Seahawks get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point up and good from Santoso.
And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's 2nd down. Up the middle they go. Hines. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one, and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Off the RPO, he completes it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. A throw over the middle, taken in.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. 7th play in this drive coming up, and a long way to go on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that'll make this an 8-point game. Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it, and they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Their lead back down to one score after the field goal a moment ago, so they'll be looking to string together a few first downs, likely on the ground as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. On 2nd down now, Rivers. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. So a change of possession here on the punt. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Here comes a big one as this crowd gets out making some noise. It's 3rd and short. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down. In need of a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here. And remember, no overtime in the preseason, so a tie might be the best they can do. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. A really nice knockdown. He gets so much pressure in these situations on defensive backs. What are they talking about?
Play the ball, not the man. Because if you have a pass interference penalty in this spot, boy, oh boy, you put your team in a bad place.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 27-yard line. He'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. The pass underneath, here's Hines with it. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Well, hang on now, we're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. And this one's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
So he gets too far beyond the line, and that's an easy call for the official. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll try and throw for it. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the fourth. Huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board, but job one was taken care of. The 2-point conversion to get this thing tied.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll drop to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They overload him that time with a safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here.
And that play going absolutely nowhere. And now it's 4th down.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
So, Charles, this is a game that certainly had some intrigue, but I think you and I both agree. We like the decision to not play overtime in preseason and just call it a draw.
Partner, I want to meet the person who disagrees with this decision, and I just wonder what took so long for the league to arrive at this conclusion. They put the rule in for the 2021 season, and it should have been in a long time ago. Yeah, some rookies might miss some plays, but all in all, no one's paying attention when we get to the end of a preseason game.